Whistle Gang podcast in effect.
Yeah. What it is?
Back. That 23-24 season Whistle Gang podcast. It's your boy Ferb representing that
It's your boy P.
Charlotte. Let the other boys go ahead and introduce themselves.
All right, this your boy P. Ready to get the season started.
And it's the controversial one, Mr. Best Dressed himself. What's the game podcast for sure? Let's go. Let's get it.
What up? So today we gonna hop on. We're gonna get right to it. We're gonna discuss Trey Lance, one of the hottest topics of the off season, hottest topics of the last 3 years, and it all finally came to an end. And let's discuss it. I'm not sure if somebody wants to start first. Y'all want me to start? Who wants to?
Man, what a better way to walk into the weekend, man. Listen, I'm glad we got the drama out the way. You know what I mean? I said years before, athletes become athletes when in trouble. I said the same thing with Cap. Much as I love Cap, I think after we lost the Super Bowl with Cap, Cap tried to recreate himself and make himself a primary passer. I think with individuals that are true athletes that are playing the quarterback position, when they things get hard and things get tough, most athletes resort to running and scrambling and making their feet and their athleticism come to the forefront. And when Kaepernick changed that as his primary answer to everything that somebody threw at him, I knew we was doomed and we wasn't, and his ceiling had hit. I think the same thing I seen for Trey. As much as an athlete, they say Trey is, I don't know, and the ability to be able to run with the ball. I don't think he's a Lamar Jackson. That's probably with the best rusher with in quarterbacks right now. I don't know if he's a scrambler and an escape artist like Russell Wilson of old. Not last year Russell Wilson, but Russell Wilson 3 years ago. I don't think he has that. I don't think he runs with the power that Josh Allen runs with. So I didn't think that, even when shit gets tough, that Trey, athleticism will come to the forefront. So, I'm happy that the drama is over with. If you checked our history, I've been a Brock Purdy fan for a little while. So I'm comfortable with the decision. I think it cuts off the distraction in the locker room. I think the players can stop lying to themselves and trying to be media purposeful when they go and try to defend and protect Trey. I think we can kind of get to the real and the real of what's going on in preseason and camping and practice. So I'm happy to see the move on. I mean, I hate it for the young man, but I didn't see him taking a snap for the 49ers here in the near future or the long future. So that's why I am with it, but I'll pass it on to you guys, let you guys figure out what it is.
Well, like you said, Nard, I'm just glad we moved on. It was always the what if. What he got, what Trey. We always was trying to defend him, but I don't think none of us knew what Trey could do. So with the team we got right now, I don't think we had the time to let Trey develop. I'm pretty sure he's going to be a hell of a quarterback years to come, but right now we just don't have that time. We got everything lined up, all the key players to get that ring, and I don't think sitting and letting him develop for the season, we don't have that time. And I don't think the timing was just bad for Trey. He came in, we still was back and forth with Jimmy, and then we got hit with Brock. You can't erase what Brock did last year. So that makes it easier to let Trey go. So I think that's where we at right now.
That's
I respect it.
Yeah, that's all true. Let's take it back to the beginning though. For everybody who don't know, I've been a big proponent, big fan, trying to push for Trey. I mean, just putting it out there. But at the same time, I thought at the time he was the wrong pick. The pick should have been Justin Fields. I always thought that from the time we were at wherever we was at watching that draft. But when it came down from the media was saying between Trey and Mac, then I was definitely on the Trey bandwagon. I didn't want anything to do with Mac Jones. I like the upside ability from Trey, the unknown and what he could be, and just to put it out there, have a black franchise quarterback. I mean, I think that's dope. So all of those things combined, I was definitely on the trade bandwagon, fan base, all of that crap from day one. But he never realized his potential. He got hurt. Then he got the opportunity. He got hurt, and I mean he's gone. The biggest thing, like both of you guys said, 1000% I could get behind. I've been saying it, is the distraction is gone, because all it was Trey. And I'm like, yo, we sitting here arguing and debating and discussing a backup quarterback and shit. Now he was the third string quarterback, and we sitting here debating that when all the focus should be on this number one defense that we got and our starting quarterback who's obviously Brock. So I feel whatever. I ain't gonna say sad. It feels whack that he's gone and he didn't pan out, but it feels good that we get to go into week one against the Steelers with no distractions of this whole Trey Lance saga. And it seems like actually he's on the Cowboys. It seems like there's a little drama there with him not telling them that he was going to trade for him and all kinds of crap like that. But now that's not none of our problems. So I mean, I don't care. It's all about week one. But let me ask y'all this. I already think I know Shanard's answer, probably both of you. But at the time, if we go back 3 years, should Trey have been the pick at 3?
So
like you said,
no, I'll let you go first.
Go ahead,
Pierre, go ahead. I think I got a little drawn out. Pierre, go ahead, go first. You good?
I think we all was sitting around thinking, again, Justin, I thought Fields was gonna be the man, because he was available. I mean, I didn't even know too much about Trey. No, I hadn't done no homework on him, hadn't seen him really play like that. So yeah, Justin, we was following him. So I felt like that should have been our pick.
Yeah.
Truth be told.
And before you go, Shanard, Kyle Shanahan has a long history with Justin Fields. He coached him in the like quarterback elite and all that elite 11 stuff. He did quarterback camps with Justin Fields, known him since he was in high school. So he had like a bunch of history with Justin Fields on and off the field. And Justin, if you go back to, if you remember, or you can look it up, thought he was coming to the 49ers as well. But
yeah, y'all know I don't even buy none of that, right? So I was at a point where, I mean, I'm gonna just be honest. Like, much as I wanted to get rid of Jimmy in the last 1 or 2 years due to his indecisiveness, his inability to kind of make crucial decisions when blitz pickup came, the high balls, the selling balls, the close your eyes, throw the ball, the magician plays. I thought that he was probably going to be our quarterback of the future just due to his record. So with that being said, I was in two conversations. I was in the conversation that we were moving up to pick Kyle Pitts to put another person in the huddle that can be opposite Kittles. Also, we already had Debo in camp. We already had Ayuk in camp. This would be another body to our arsenal offensively. At that point, we had Mostra, we had Breida, we had a backfield that was full of running backs. We had a fullback that we haven't let go yet. We had our wide receivers coming. We had a top 3, top 5 tight end in George Kittle. Us adding another weapon to our arsenal in us taking Kyle Pitts was my actual pick for that draft that Trey was in. So I was comfortable with keeping Jimmy, with being able to go with a 2 tight end set. I thought we was going to really rebirth the ideal of what Brady had done in New England with having Gronkowski and having Hernandez. Was my initial thought with us being able to go 2 tight ends, a skill receiver, a bang receiver in Ayuk and Debo, and then having a fantastic run game with Mosher and whoever else. So when that draft came to fruition, I was in favor of taking Kyle in the first round. And I'll tell you, this part of my bias. I was also in consideration with taking a quarterback that was like Jimmy G, Matt Ryan, in the idea of taking Kyle Trask later
That was your
on in the
boy
draft.
That's
during the
your
I'm a
draft.
boy
Florida
for
guy.
That
sure.
was your boy right there.
I'm a Florida Gator fan, but I think Kyle Trask, and this is another topic, will be the starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers before the year is in. But that was a guy that I felt like he can make an NFL throw, that he was in the cloth cut of what Jimmy G was, and he was an option that we could have got for a low price, maybe in the third round if he was still around, and be able to get our pick in the first round with Kyle Pitts. So that was my initial thought, if we can get 2 Florida Gators to kind of fill out our rest of our roster. So no, it wasn't Justin Fields, no, it wasn't Matt Jones. It was actually taking Kyle Pitts, which was a tight end, or Patrick Surtain as a DB in our first round pick.
But
Brad,
do you think it would have made sense to run up to third to do all of that? We could have stayed pat at 12 and got Michael Parsons fell to 12.
well, when I looked at the 10 players drafted after Trey Lance was drafted, Kyle Pitts was drafted 6 right after Trey Lance was drafted. So yeah, would Kyle Pitts have been available there? No. I mean, based on where the draft currently, as it stands now, Kyle Pitts was the draft pick directly after Trey Lance. So no, he wouldn't have been available. So that would have kind of turned our draft upside down. But initially when we looked at the move out of our spot, I thought we can get a chance. If we had missed on Kyle Pitts, I thought we had an opportunity to pick the second best. I think the second best DB at that time, which was Patrick Surtain, after the first one had already went. So I was cool with either one of those picks as we were trying to figure out and shore up our secondary. Yes, we have done a magnificent job of being able to get Mosley ready and Ambry ready and all those guys, but with the injuries that we suffer with Verrett and those things, no, really, not really. But yeah, I think it was definitely an opportunity where, hindsight 2020 would have been a great pick for us. But I'm cool with the decision that I had thought about if Kyle Pitts was available. If we had to move that high, Kyle Pitts would have been my pick as opposed to being a quarterback and just done or survive with Jimmy. Because overall, if you look at Jimmy's record, yes, we didn't win the Super Bowl with him, and I don't blame that 100% on Jimmy. You look at our record with Jimmy, we are a winning football franchise with Jimmy G at quarterback. And I don't think Super Bowls and championships always take the most dynamic quarterback in football to win championships either.
Yeah, man, it's a team game.
Brad, what do you think? What do you think?
On which part?
Jimmy, the
moving up that high, picking him early,
picking
him in the first round. What was your idea?
I mean, I think we should have stayed where we were at. We shouldn't have moved up. But once we did, like I said, I thought and hoped that the move was Justin Fields. I wasn't buying into the media about the whole Mac Jones. I was not buying into that. But I definitely was in on Fields. So it is what it is. But
But let me ask you a question. So is it Fields because of his athleticism or what you see from Fields the last 2 years in the league? That's the reason why you gun home Fields before the draft, and if so, why? What was it that Fields showed you in college that you were saying he's better than Matt Jones, he's better than everybody, or the 5 quarterback that was being considered first rounders?
Killing, just like most Ohio State quarterbacks in college, he was killing the Big Ten. Justin Fields was all world at Ohio State, and it was that, and then, like I said, the relationship that he had with Kyle Shanahan, which I don't know if a lot of people know or remember, but he had an off the field relationship with Kyle Shanahan. So it made perfect sense. If you was trading up, you knew that Dream Boy was going to the Jaguars, and then the Jets were all over Zach Wilson for whatever reason. So the next pick should have been
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. But the next pick should have been Justin Fields. But I also remember, like what you said too, there was rumblings and thoughts that we could just add to the arsenal because we were in win now mode. I mean, they just wanted, I guess, the future because they didn't think Jimmy could get us over the hump and stuff like that. But I mean, we were in win now mode and adding.
But how can we say we was in win now mode when we hadn't even seen enough film to say that Trey is the win?
We was in win now mode.
Not drafted Trey. We again, we didn't. None of us knew. I mean, he ain't had that many snaps. He ain't had no film. Like, how we drafted somebody to win right now?
No, but
we knew that was going to be
the team was.
No, he said the team was in win now mode. Yeah. That we had a roster ready for it to win right now. We just need a trick man.
So if you did add a Pitts, to Shanard point, if you did add a Patrick Surtain to that already top defense, if you did add shit, can you imagine Micah Parsons on the other side of Bosa right now?
Right. Ooh.
You see what I'm saying? Like we definitely in win now mode, and there were other guys out there that we could have got. Obviously, at the time, you didn't know or do know how it would have panned out, like how it now. But I mean, like I said, I was all behind Trey. I was behind Trey. Y'all know I was screaming Trey, Trey, Trey. My son got the jersey. I was rooting for him last year in Chicago. I was waiting and couldn't wait for this Trey area to start. I was all in. I was the president of the Trey area of everything. Like I was all Trey. And shit. Yeah.
So that's a conversation in itself, Brad.
Remember we was all
Brad, that's a conversation in itself. Like you know, I even felt that Trey was given a position. I don't feel like he beat Jimmy out, that he earned a position, that he showed anything in preseason camp. I don't know what he had done on paper besides being drafted high that would have given him an automatic advance to the starting quarterback going into the season last year. That's still my grip and gripe. I don't know what he had done besides being drafted high and potential and perspective of what he should be able to do that gave him a early draft pick, right? To give him a position that he started last year going in the last season. I didn't see any great throws. I mean, you and I, we watch. I know you don't put much value into preseason reps, but when I was looking at the highlight films and the highlights from the game and the preseason reps, I didn't see a throw that was an NFL throw. I didn't see a throw that was magnificent enough to say, this is our guy. Now, did I see him? I even seen him this year from Brad Allen. I know why.
So why is that though?
This year, I've seen a couple throws that died.
Right. Why is that with Trey? Like, if he know his job was on the line, why he come in preseason slinging it? Why didn't Trey come in slinging the ball if he knew
might not
his
just
job?
have it in him? He might just not have it in him.
Yeah, man. It was something clearly they saw that we didn't see. You know, weekend.
Yeah, so I watched a couple podcasts, right? And a couple of podcasts spoke on the idea of Sam Darnold being a one-read quarterback, right? And that's why he does well in Kyle Shanahan's offenses. He's great with pre-snap reads and understanding what is the first read of the defense based on formation, alignment, and assignment. And that's why Sam Darnold does well in Kyle Shanahan's offense. If Trey Lance can't do those simple things, is identify defense, the front, the scheme, the coverage, he can't be consistently successful in Kyle Shanahan's offense if he can't understand pre-draft reads, the formations he's seeing, the potential coverage, understanding the protection, and be able to get to his first read. If that's all that Sam Darnold brings to the table and we're successful with Sam Darnold as that second guy, I understand why Trey was traded. If I watch preseason games and also seeing Brad Allen make the same throws because of his preseason reads or his pre-snap reads and his understanding of the play design and knowing where he needs to go with the football, those are the things that I can't say that summer camp understands, but in the same sense, I don't care how much he throw with Patrick Mahomes and Patrick Mahomes throwing training. If he doesn't understand the concept of the offense and the concept of the playbook, he doesn't advance us. And I don't think that he truly understands that level of football. I'm just going to say it now. Now, will he probably have some success in Dallas? Yeah, I think so, because I think Dallas has a situation where the quarterback lines up in shotgun a whole lot more and get a chance to read 5 receiver sets, 4 receiver sets, 4-man box, 5-man box, and 49ers are a play action, deep shot, play action football team, and the Cowboys are somewhat of a five receiver set, four receiver set, one back sets where the quarterback is in shotgun and being able to get pre-draft reads pre-snap reads. And I think Trey would probably have better success with having that type of college design offense than a get up on the center and turn your back to the defense for a half a second.
Let me ask y'all this before we get out of here. Typically, any other organization, head coach, general manager, president, whoever makes the calls on these draft picks, when you miss at the top of the draft like this, like we did, you typically get fired. Why do you think Kyle and Lynch still have a job? Besides the obvious that because we're winning.
I think I'll go then I'll let you have the nod. But I think Brock kind of saved it for us. Like, we didn't think he was coming in and going to play like that and ball out. So had it not been for him coming off the bench and saving our season, like Cal, maybe John, probably be somewhere else right now. So I think Brock definitely saved our season for us last year.
Well, you know,
I would agree to the same sentiment. Is I think that we're in win now mode. I think that Cal always has the opportunity to be able to say that he's lost a coordinator each year with the success we've had, and he can always lean on that as we're changing offensive coordinator. Got the Miami job 2 years ago. Saleh got a defensive job 2 years ago. There's opportunity to say that, and we're still now considered one of the best teams in the NFC. With that level of success, they're able to obtain and maintain their jobs. Luck of the draw, Mr. Irrelevant is Mr. Savior for us, so that gives us the opportunity. So again, I don't think it's a racial play. I don't think it's anything like that. I think because we have the opportunity, we've saved and we've learned how to make limit, even Trey Lance being that limit, paying themselves up the level of success we're still having with that major blunder. If we get both sides, at least, from Trey's release, or I think we can kind of even with that trade, it looks like next year we have 11 picks. I can't remember, said 11 picks already. Designed through other additional picks due to our African American advancements.
No, you break your whole thing,
coaching positions and things like that. So we've able to, yeah. So with those picks and be able to build our roster.
All right. Well, I think you probably just unfroze. You've been froze, speaking in and out. It's all good. Let me ask y'all this. Not a season preview, because we're going to do that next episode. So make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button, Whistle Gang Podcast. Check us out. But last question. And this is a big if Kyle misses on Brock, especially after he said Brock is the real deal, and we have a bad year this year, does Kyle get fired at the end of the year? Or do you want him to get fired?
Absolutely.
You want him out?
Yeah.
No?
Hell no. You're not going to
What?
Listen, there are only 6 brains in the NFL that are worth keeping at this level of consistency. No, I don't think that it all falls on Brock. Again, we should have number 6 already if Cal decided to do different things in the Super Bowl that we were in. We had a drop interception.
So how many chances you gonna get Cal then?
I'm gonna get Cal till Cal get tired of the damn coaching. but again, that's the same level of respect, the leeway I have gave with What's my man name who coaches for Michigan now?
Harbaugh.
Harbaugh had that same level of check in. Again, he had some soldiers that played for him and willing to run through the wall for him. When you coach adult sports and men's sports that make more money than you or just as much money than you, it's also about the respect level. It's not about what you can get them to do or how you manage this and manage that. It's the managing of personality as well. And I've enjoyed watching Cal being able to manage the personalities, rich or poor, legacy, non-legacy, first-time millionaires, non-millionaires. And it's hard to find a guy that has that understanding of all. I think Andy Reid does it best. But I'm going to let Cal be here until Cal decides that he's done with us. We remember in the 2000s, early 2000s, we went through our reign about 4 or 5 coaches in 10 years. I don't want to do that again. So Cal has my blessings until he decides that he no longer wants to coach the 49ers.
All right. There you have it, folks. This is Ferb, Not an Empire Charlotte, The Best Dress, Shanard,
Yeah.
P.
All right now.
Whistle Gang Podcast. Like, subscribe, share, comment. We want to hear your thoughts about our episode. Continue to check us out. Probably going to drop maybe hopefully 2 episodes a week. Look for the next episode, our season preview. Once again, appreciate you watching and taking a look at us. Whistle Game
September 10th, see you in Pittsburgh. For those that's going September 10th, look for the Whistle Game Podcast. Look for the whistles. Hear the whistles. We'll be blowing loud, strong.
Yes,
just look for the whistles in Pittsburgh. We'll see you week 1, September 10th. Look for us. We'll be there.
Peace.
We out.
Peace.